Hi, Ivette. It's so nice to see you again. Thank you so much for sharing your dissertation with me and to have done a great research work and experiment. So today I would like to ask you some general questions. And I would start by asking you about your initial interest and what was your main motivation for pursuing this topic.
Okay, so fostering resilience through picture books in critical context, and specifically a case study at Rican community libraries in Honduras, emerged for me because, first of all, Honduras is a country that is predominantly of young people, but also I noticed there are some gaps in terms of information and evaluation about like reading programs and literature in general. So considering those gaps and also the many challenges these young people face every day, such as violence, poverty, limited access to education, which is also constrained and more present in the rural area, made me think about like how can I mix these two very important but sometimes not sometimes but not very deeply investigated topics in one. So that was my motivation and how it all emerged.
Wow. So could you tell me about your research questions and explain the steps you took and the overall approach you used to address the research objectives,
Yeah.
please?
So I wanted to examine the role of Rican community libraries in fostering young people's resilience in the Honduran context, to be specific. And I wanted to identify the opportunities and advantages that picture books could offer to serve fostering this resilience. So for that, as I mentioned before, uh, to make it smaller, so I decided to make a case study. Rican community libraries have been serving the rural area of Honduras for a while, and they aim also to build resilience. That's how I contact them, and we decided to do a collaborative dissertation. For that, we start talking about the project, and we chose two libraries that are apart from each other, but they are the same in the sense that they follow the same community model, and they have the same resources, etc. So we took these two libraries among the 53 that they have around the country, and we use picture book as a medium. Um, so I curated two picture books that portrayed resilient characters and 10 young people, which were volunteers, users, a part of the reading programs that they have at the libraries, and two librarians. They read the picture books. They had time to explore them. And then we have semi-structured interviews and focal groups where they talk to me about their experience reading the picture book and talking about resilience and so many other themes that arose from this experience.
Yeah,
Yeah,
interesting. And could you please share with me your key findings?
yeah. So there were many interesting findings. The first one talking about Rican community libraries in general. These young people identify these libraries as safe space. They believe that they give this space to socialize as an alternative for streets. They provide vital resources for the community and for the learning of these young people. They also identified these libraries as a platform for social interaction and community engagement, as every member has like a role within the community. So they feel like they are doing something, they are benefit from it, but at the same time they are part of it. Talking about the picture books, I can say that they indeed can help foster resilience, as the participants felt like really engaged. They felt motivated. They said that they feel that they resemble of these resilient characters, and they make these connections with their own experience. So yeah, the visual literacy skills was a very important point as well, considering the low literacy rates that we have in the country, and that these young people have never been like exposed to picture books of this style. So those were very important findings. And the collaborative dialogue and meaningful discussions that arose from these picture books were very significant in terms of resilience. The participants were mainly girls, so they talk, for example, about gender equality in the country and family ties and all these things that were really meaningful and came just from the reading of these picture books. And yeah, they resonate with the personal experiences. And even though they were not set in Honduras, they were very culturally appropriate, which also was a finding that caught my attention, like how important it is that it portrays, it really like matches the culture where you are trying to approach. So yeah, those were like the main findings.
Yeah, and what I think, which ways have you benefited from cooperation with your partners from Honduras libraries in the process?
Yeah, well, as I told you, it was this collaborative dissertation. So it allowed me to get access to many important documents. For example, the reports they create every year. Also, it helped me to engage with the user, with the librarians. It gave me a perspective of the communities where they work. And yeah, it was like it was really helpful. It gave me new perspectives, and yeah, also they benefit from this collaboration, I think, because I created a policy brief that is giving them all the recommendations, is giving them like in a very easy format to read and to understand, so they know which are the next steps that they need to follow in order to keep fostering this resilience, as they are in the same line. That's what they want to do. And also, I think benefits are that they have like this curation, these picture books that I curate, and then I show them to them, and now they have it in the platform. So it's something that is gonna last. And yeah, so those were some of the benefits for myself and for them.
And what about children? What do you think? Can you imagine ways in which actual children would benefit from the knowledge which you presented in your thesis?
Yeah. So the access to these picture books is one of them, because as I told you, like they were young people, but young people usually are not exposed to other type of literature, for example, picture books. So now they have this chance to have picture books within the list of the books they are going to read. And also like they can they are doing this ripple effect, which was very interesting. They were doing sharing these picture books in their family, so they will mention that they were sharing with their grandma who couldn't read, with their siblings. So the engagement they had with this picture book was translated to home, to the house. They were also sharing it in their school, so it was like a chain effect. And I think they will benefit from that. Also, they feel like they have the capacity to be like the one talking about these topics. So yeah, I think there is an impact on these children and these young people, and they will benefit in multiple ways. Yeah.
Wow, it is really interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your thesis. I think you contributed a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.